Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Today is Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday it is. And first, I want to say thank you to my Lord and Savior because He has shown me blessings and given me favor. So I'm just so happy to be able to accomplish what I've been wanting to do. Let's talk about this weekend. This weekend was crazy. The election was driving me crazy. I had never drunk so much wine in my life. I was like, man, Stella Rosa Black, my favorite. And there's another one, another Chardonnay. I can't remember the name. But yes, the election is finally over, and we have Biden and Harris in office. See how God do it? God had us on our knees for them 4 years. As soon as Donald Trump was elected president, almost the whole world was on their knees. They couldn't believe it, but he brought us through this. Now it's time to heal. I seen one of those phases where it was Obama said hope, Trump was hatred, and Biden is to heal. So we're about to get into this healing process, and I'm so happy that we're going into this healing process. Also, I had to give a shout out to my Steelers. Steelers is doing it week 8, That Dallas game had me on edge. I was like, should I leave the TV on or should I turn the TV off? I didn't know what to do. I was like, man. So I watched the last 2 minutes and we got it. So shout out to the Steelers. Of course, you guys know I'm from Pittsburgh. If you didn't know, now you know. I say Pittsburgh. Actually, I'm from Apollo, but I say Pittsburgh because if I say Apollo, you'll be like, what? Apollo who? What? But yeah. But Pittsburgh is where it is, on the north side. That's right. Sometimes the south side people I run into, you can talk about south side. I'm like, I'm not even going against you. I'm just happy you from Pittsburgh just like me. Woo, so let's see. We had this roller coaster going on. I was just my best friend and I, we were going through it. So yeah, I was kind of emotional. You guys seen the songs and stuff I was posting. You guys are probably like, what the hell? I know sometimes it was like immature, but, I was trying to get this message to my best friend, and we got to fight through this and get through this. I do miss my best friend. I never thought I had a best friend, but I do have a best friend. And I talked to my cousin, Wanda. I don't know if she's listening, but I wish she would tap into this. I had a conversation with her, and we are both Leos. And the person she was dealing with, person I was dealing with, which is my best friend, is Sagittarius. And she was telling me, girl, she said, 3 things that we love from. We love from our mind, our heart, and our, our little homegirl down there. She said our mind would tell us one thing. Our heart, we love very hard. And she said our little girlfriend down there, she just have a mind of her own. She'd be like, no, I need him. No, you have to fight those urges. But that's one thing I noticed about a Leo, and I'm a Leo. I love the chase, but I'm only going to run around that track for so long until I get tired. That's just how I am. So let's talk about my cousin out in New York. I don't know if she's listening. She has a little topic, and it's called toxic. And when I got on hers, oh wow, hers was something else. She was going in hard. She was talking about how people don't want to show their love and people being in toxic relationship. So cousin, if you hear me, I know it's about 9:30 about over there. I want to let you know, hey, I'm gonna support you on your talk events that you have going on. And I think that if you just keep it up, you get your practice in like I'm doing, and every day you find yourself changing and getting better and better. And I'd like to give a shout out to my boy Double G. Double G, his song was released Saturday on the 7th. And when I tell you he partied and partied and partied, I woke up, got on Facebook, and he was still going at it. So that goes to show you that he was very excited about his song that released at Double G song. And also, out here in California, it's cold, so I don't know. I have on layers, and I don't like cold weather, like I told you guys. So I'm wearing my Nicki Minaj hairdo. That's right, I got my ears covered, and when it gets too cold, I can wrap it around my throat. My head has to be covered. You know, I don't like cold at all. I don't. But I like going home to visit in the wintertime. It's crazy because I can never get a ticket to go out there during the summer. I only get a ticket when it's always the wintertime, in which I'm looking forward to going back there in December. You know, I got on Ancestry, and I've been tracing a lot of my roots, you know, and you guys, you'd be surprised who you're related to. When we moved out here, it was like my Aunt Phyllis was like, wow, she's back there, because we grew up with her kids and my Aunt Jessie kids. And it was, when we came out here, it was like, man, who do we have? You know, my stepfather, he has his relatives out here, but it's totally different. It's different. So I've been on Ancestry, and I'm looking forward to going back to Alabama. So if I hit you up and say, hey, cousin, it's probably because I done found you in them census. And did anybody fill out those census? I filled out the census. I know a lot of people don't want to be found, because we didn't want to be found back in the day. We didn't, especially during slavery time. We did not want to be found. So a lot of the names were changes, but you have to look at the names. And a lot of names weren't spelled right. And the reason being why a lot of names weren't spelled right is because it depends on who was taking the census and what he wanted. And I have to give Tina knows, Beyonce mama, a shout out too, because when I was trying to explain it, it didn't make sense. But when you have somebody who's a big celebrity explain it, they all like, oh, okay. She was saying, when they document your name, they spelled it the way they wanted to spell it, and it was like they gave you the name that you didn't know that you was having. If you didn't know how to read and write, how did you know what name they were actually putting down? So that's the problem that I had found when I was on the census and Ancestry. The test, a lot of people don't want to take the test. The test to me is important. I think I'm over about maybe 8 or 9 tests now. And I've been very successful. I've been finding cousins that I've been related to twice. Once on my father's side, who's a Latham, and then on the other side, which is a Bright. I like those two names. Those two names is the root name. The root name, Bray and Latham. And I'm telling you, it's phenomenal. The test is going to be coming out again. It's going on sale. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's on sale now, but it's going on sale. The Ancestry test will be $60. You have Ancestry, you have 23andMe, and they also have this thing. It's called GED.com or something. It's where they take your genetics and they put it together, and it helps you too. It gives you out. It doesn't give you the names, but they give you the email address. So I guess I'm kind of like doing a little thing for Ancestry right now, and it's just nice. You know, it's nice to go down south and be able to go with family. It's nice to go to the East Coast, which New York, Buffalo. As you see me, I'm always in New York and Buffalo. Pittsburgh, you know, I know where my family is in Pittsburgh, but I learned where I have more family in Pittsburgh. So I'm just encouraging everybody who don't want to take the test, take the test. If you don't want to take the test, give it to your child. Let your child take the test. You know, find out who you're related to. So I'm not going to stay on that topic too long, but let's get back to this roller coaster. This roller coaster is something else. You know, it's what is it? Thanksgiving is coming up, and I spoke to you guys before about Thanksgiving, and it's coming up. So I want to know who's cooking, because I'm not cooking. My kids are grown, so I don't have to cook unless they ask me to. If they ask me to cook, then I cook. And yes, I do know how to cook. I know how to cook the old school food. So if you come over thinking you're going to get some fast food, call me in about 3 or 4 hours. That's when everything should be done. I don't believe in that fast cooking. My kids know that. My daughters, when they cook, they don't fast cook. They cook that slow meal. So that's what's going on for Thanksgiving. Let me see. I have this is what Thanksgiving. Emotional. So what I'm going to try to do is not try to be as sad as I normally is in November. There's a lady that I call her my adopted mom, because basically she sort of like adopted me and my kids. And she passed when I was back east, and that's like one of the most hurtful things, especially when I asked her to wait for me to come back, and it was Sunday when I had got the news. So her birthday is coming up along with Thanksgiving. So I'm gonna try to keep my spirits up and just do other things, you know. Anybody start their list yet? Anybody start their list? You know what list I'm talking about. We're talking about that New Year's list that we do every year. It is November, so if you have a long list, I suggest you start it now. Me, myself, I have a list, but this is what I'm going to do different with my list. I went to a retreat with my church before, and they told us to write down a lot of stuff that you want. Not your needs, not your wants, your needs, your wants, whatever. But it's a list that you write down, and while you're writing it down, just say your prayers. Say your prayers. Say your prayers. You have to pray on it. You have to pray on it. You have to bring it into manifestation. That's what they keep telling me. Manifest it, Kim. It'll come true. And you have to do that. So all of those who's getting ready for that long list of stuff, make sure you're specific. If you ask for a car, make sure you want that car running. Don't just get a car you buy and then it break down the next day. You're looking for a relationship, make sure you write down everything you want in that relationship. You know, if you're trying to get your business started like I'm trying to, hey, you gotta put it down. You gotta put it down. You gotta think positive. You gotta pray on it, and just write everything down. Write everything down. And when you write it down, when you're done, just every day, just put it in a jar. Put it in a jar. Put it in a jar until it gets to where you're like, wow, I can't think of anything else. And you gotta pray on it. And after you pray on it, then you gotta burn it. Because you don't want it floating around and somebody saying, where is this at? Let's burn it. Pray. Burn it. Have it disappear. Put it in God's hand. And listen. Sit down and listen. So we all got Trump out of office. That was one of the things everybody was praying for their New Year's. Get Trump out. 2021. Because 2020 was a woke. Everybody's like, stay woke 2020. And we were woke 2020. Because what happened? This coronavirus came in. And let's talk about that topic for one thing. Let me explain to people who don't understand how important this coronavirus is. You have coronavirus. When a person has coronavirus, it's nothing to be ashamed of. Reason being is because you can save lives. How? If you have it and you come to work, you're giving it to 10 people. Just imagine, you got 10 workers around you. That 10 people that you gave it to is given to 10 of their people. So by that happening, now what? You done gave it to over 100 people. Not only that, we have people who have infants, babies, little toddlers. And to me, it's unfair when somebody has it and they are ashamed of letting everybody else know they have it. You have it. It's just like the flu. You get over it. Eventually you get over it if you do what you're supposed to do. Depends on your body. Hopefully you don't die from it. I hope and pray nobody dies from the COVID. But when the COVID hit, a lot of us was unprepared for it. They wanted us in the house and everything. And of course we were quarantined, but at the same time, our immune system was not as strong as it was either, because by us being quarantined, what germs are we fighting? We're not fighting a lot of germs, so our immune system was tending to weak. That's why they have zinc, elderberry. I was taking those like they were my best friends. I was taking them better than I was taking birth control pills. I was like, hey, let me get my zinc. But all I'm saying is, if you have it, just let everybody know that you're around when you have it. When I'm out, if I go to a party or something, when I'm out, I come to work, I tell my coworker, I was like, look, I was hanging out, a large crowd. I need you to not be around me. Not saying that I have it, because when I tested, it came out negative. It was just the thought of me letting him know where I was and who I was around, so he could protect. He had a sister that, not to put his business out, that has cancer. Now that would have been very selfish of me, wanting to come to work to get a paycheck when I have illness. I'm covered with my illness, so I could have stayed off. But I know I didn't have it. But I just wanted to make sure he knows, and he stays safe. Until my test came back, it was negative. I could have stayed home, but I know I didn't have it because I had kept my immune system up. That's one of the main things. But if you have it, people, and you working, please don't say I'm not going to tell no one. Don't be selfish like that. To me, that's being very selfish. You're only caring about yourself, and you're mad because you caught it, but you don't know how you caught it. You could have caught it if you're on public transportation. I call it the coronavirus bus. If you're on public transportation, you know what type of people is on public transportation. So it's like you can't just be mad because you caught it. I caught it, so I'm gonna give it to somebody else. That's how people are with STDs and HIV and AIDS. They mad because they caught it, so they try to give it to everybody else who they could give it to. People, please don't do that. That's not fair. Karma is something else. You never know when karma going to hit you. So please don't do that. If you have it, if you have the symptoms, go get tested. It's free. There's a lot of free places that are giving it out for free because they rather let you get tested so you won't spread it to somebody else. The numbers is going back up, which was expected because everybody was going to be out voting, cheering. When Donald Trump came out, there was a lot of people out. Up there, the White House. They even watched it live from the White House. How many people was up at that White House in Donald Trump? That was crazy. But people, if you have the virus, or think you have the virus, please just go get tested. Get some zinc. Put some zinc in your system. It's nothing to play with. Get that elderberry, like I said. You can always go online. GNC, I always go to GNC. And one time I went to like 6 of them and they didn't have it. So if GNC and it's 6 of them, what does the statistics say? The zinc and the elderberry is the way to go. So people, please, let's not do that to one another. They said wintertime it was going to go up. They said summertime it would probably kill it. But you see, it didn't do either or. But now that we have Biden and Harris back in office, and hopefully he could just rehire all those wonderful people that could help us, because I'm not saying we're out of control. It's just crazy. And now they talking about they want to send the kids back. I don't know how that's going to go. But one thing a coworker and I was talking about was, if they did have a vaccination, would you get it? Would you give it to your child? And one way I think that they may, because she brought it to my attention, she said, well, I think they might just have it where, that paper you get when every time you take your child to get a vaccination, they have to fill it out. Be careful, because if that come out, you can't say you didn't hear from me. But they might just have it where it's a vaccination that the child has to have, and they have to have it on that test form, the yellow one. Kaiser is white because they print it out, but that yellow one, so it might be on there, and to show that your child have that test, and they cannot enter school until they have that vaccination. So if that come out, keep your eyes open, keep your third eye, your third ear, keep that open, because I think that is one of the ways they might have it to make sure all the kids get it. The adults, I don't know how they're gonna do the adults. I know that a lot of the frontliners had to take the flu shot. Me, I don't like the flu. Only time I get the flu is if I'm traveling out, but I really don't like the flu because I asked, what is the chances of me having some kind of side effect? And the doctor was like, well, I can't speak to you on that. So by him not guaranteed that I was going to have any side effect from it, I just didn't want to take the test, the flu test. So the flu shot, I do not like the flu shot, because I'm scared of what it might do. And no, I'm not going to think out the box on that one. My son gets it. Every year he gets it, and he doesn't mind getting it. but his body is different from my body. He has his father DNA and my DNA. So who's to say if I take it and nothing happened to me? But my time is up. But I just want to touch on some little things that's going on, and I love you guys. Stay safe, and I will be talking to you guys again. And once again, Double G, congratulations on your new release that came out and on your podcast. I know you've been there for 4 years, but hey, I'm sorry I just found out about it. But congratulations, and keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. And everybody else, I want everybody else to have a wonderful, safe day. It's 48 degrees outside, so I'm covered up. You guys, please stay covered up. Don't get sick. Okay? Now, I'll talk to you later. This is KD from the Double K Talk Show, and I will be talking to you guys later on this week. Okay? Deuces. And one day, I'm going to say this, I'm going to have my own beat. I think I found a guy that do R&B songs, and I'm going to ask him to help me out with my beat. So till then, you guys, please stay safe and wear those masks. And if you need a mask, just let me know. I'll send you one, okay? Or if you're nearby, I'll drive it up and give you one, because I need everybody to be safe. Talk to you guys later. Deuces.